up, everybody? It's Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on No Man's Sky. When we left off in the last episode, I was trying to kind of move on a little bit and acquire the necessary warp upgrade that I needed. And I haven't really found it yet, though it was pointed out I did have a few incorrect ideas about the way that some of the systems work. Namely being that while the GEX systems do actually sell starship upgrades, the warp upgrades, the hyperdrive upgrades, are still very rarely found through like exploration, and then also through what's his name, Pablo, on the not these Atlas interfaces, but the mysterious ship that follows you around. It's like Nadia and Pablo or whatever. And so it got me thinking, in order to do that, I think I needed to be rank 3 for surviving in an extreme weather condition. So I kept jumping, and I went to the next place with the Atlas interface, because I didn't really have anywhere else to go. So I figured I'd try this system. I did find a new place that you may have noticed I set up shop as a base for now. I haven't really done anything with it, but I did acquire a new base because it didn't have anything wrong with it. It was just a normal planet basically, and it didn't have any extreme weather stuff. So I thought that would be a good place to set up shop until I found a better one at the moment. But I'm also looking for an extreme condition one, because in the journey and milestone things, you need to survive. I need 1.3 souls more in the extreme survival to get up to rank 3, which is I think what I need to talk to Pablo again, who may give me what I'm looking for. So in that regard, I was trying to find one, and ironically enough, I haven't found one with extreme conditions yet. So that kind of sucks. And I wanted to do some more jumping, but quite frankly, I didn't want to leave out this Atlas interface. So I decided to come here at the beginning of the episode and tackle it, so that then I could probably make a few more jumps here and there and see if I could find, you know, a place that had an extreme planet that I could sit on for a few minutes and get the extra time that I needed. Because apparently extreme conditions, I was thinking it was like when you, how does it work? I was thinking it was like when you just had like radiation or cold or whatever. Like it was an extreme thing that you couldn't survive in normally without the exosuit. But apparently extreme conditions is actually when it comes up in, like, the only one I can think of is when it says warning extreme night temperatures and stuff. That would basically mean at night it goes into extreme temperatures, or maybe possibly storms. I'm not sure if storms count or not. So don't quote me on that one. But yeah, you basically need, you pretty much need more extreme conditions than just regular, there's some bad weather there, as I guess the bottom line. Which every place I keep finding is basically just regular planets that have cold or heat or whatever, or radiation, but I haven't really found any that come up with extreme temperatures or extreme conditions. So basically what I'm thinking of doing is just finding one and sitting on it until I get what I need, and then maybe hunting down Pablo and seeing if he'll give me the warp drive upgrade that I need, or hyperdrive upgrade, because every other way to do it is like exploration, luck of the draw, RNG type thing, and I just don't really want to mess with it that much. I'd like a more sure-footed way of getting what I'm looking for. The irony would be if I, like, walk through here and get it, but I think they usually give you personal... I think the Atlas interfaces normally give you personal technology, if anything. Sometimes they don't always give you anything. Like this one apparently did not. Alright. What is learned can never be unlearned. I realize the trials in my path are all engineered to challenge me, test me, prove me worthy. But I am afraid I have seen too much. The code that underpins the universe comes to me in glimpses, half-remembered visions. Existence as a synthetic, governed by monolithic, complex algorithms, a program as infinite as a universe. I am drawing back the veil on reality, and what I see there is terrifying. I do not know nearly enough about Atlas language to know this, but sure. We're just gonna keep going with this. I silence my fears and renew my dedication to the path. Only the voyages matter. Destination calls to me. Which means I probably have a new Atlas interface to go after. I gotta give them one thing. If nothing else, they're cool looking. The Atlas interfaces are really neat. Alrighty. Your destiny lies in the beyond. Yeah, so it must have given me another path. Now, the only thing is, I haven't teleported using, the station, so I don't know. I guess I can just teleport back here from any place to my home base here. Like I said, I haven't done anything with the base. It's just kind of there. I just basically assigned it to that be my new base because it doesn't have anything wrong with it. It's not visually the planet that I'm looking for, like I had been talking about, of setting up like a blue and white planet or anything like that. It was just like a safe zone that didn't have any real bad weather things or anything like that. I do want to check out this abandoned building, though, because sometimes you can get tech from them, too. Alrighty, so this is actually landed on the planet where my base actually is. This is not where my base is, but this is the planet and kind of what it looks like. I was looking for... It's got a lot of wildlife, so I was looking to see if there's anything I haven't scanned yet. I don't see anything. So as you can see, this is not visually what I wanted in my... Like, this is my permanent home planet, but it sure beats a planet with radiation or something like that. Now, I am willing to tolerate cold. I really am. I don't mind a cold planet if it gets me the blue and white planet that I'm looking for, kind of thing. What is unhappy with me? Oh, that's another animal. Sweet. Very cool. So, yeah, let's get in here and find out what's going on with this abandoned place. Whoa. Alright, where's the door? It's probably on the opposite side where I never look. Ah, there it is. Perfect. Alright. Let's see what's going on. If nothing else, we should be able to get some nanites, because there's usually a crashed module thing in here somewhere. Typically, anyway. Not always. Alright, let's check out the derelict. Where do the Sentinels come from? No ships are ever seen arriving to deposit them, yet we know they have spatial drives and can appear on any planet. Do they build themselves from resources on the worlds that they infest, like a mechanoid virus, drawing on the host body to metastasize new matter? Korvax science speaks of metals in their makeup that should not exist in our age of the universe. No one has ever seen them built. They are simply here, as if the universe expresses them into existence. Ooh. The Sentinels have always fascinated me. The Sentinels and the Atlas interfaces were always the interest. Like, a lot of people said they, you know, the main thing was getting to the center of the universe. And, ooh, 53. And, you know, they would... And a lot of people expressed, you know, disappointment with getting to the, you know, it was underwhelming or whatever. To me, getting to the center of the universe was never really the goal. I always wanted to figure out the Atlas and the Sentinels and stuff and what they're all about, because they always intrigued me more, to be quite honest. Not that I don't intend to go to the center and all that stuff at some point, but, you know. That was never really my particular goal. I always wanted to figure out the Sentinels and stuff. But yeah, so that's cool. So we got some more nanites out of that, which is a great thing, because we need those. We're up to 230. So I think what we're going to do, since we have this place established, and it's kind of almost tropical, it's like a purplish-red tropical planet. It's kind of weird. It does have water, though, which I'm not used to. Most of the planets I've been on did not have big oceans like this, so I'm wondering if I could actually get Rygogen here. Because usually it's prominent in big water areas. So that might be useful. But I think we're going to do some planet hopping a little bit, because I'd actually like to find a hazardous and extreme weather condition planet. And I still have a few more warps left in me, I think.
Orbital station coordinates received.
That. Where's that? Anomaly detected. Okay. Let's see where it goes. Class F3. This was discovered 5 planets. Screw it. Let's go. Okay, so I kind of dropped into a battle. This is a huge freighter, too. This is a cool ship, actually. I'm leery of joining in, to be quite honest. Because the last time I did that, it didn't end well for me. And there's a lot of them. It's 2, 4, 6. Ooh, there's a lot of these guys. I don't know, maybe I should. I'm really nervous about getting involved, because my ship is not really all that well cut out for fighting. YOLO. Now, one thing that somebody told me in the last episode was when I was saying, why can't I fire, I'm locked on, they were actually telling me that once it's locked on, apparently it stays kind of locked on. Where, just because I changed my target doesn't mean my phase beams did. Which is kind of weird, but, I mean, I guess it works. Oh, I'm getting attacked from somewhere. He's shooting me. That guy's shooting me. Not cool, bro. That did not do what I wanted it to, as far as how much. Ow! Stop it! Yeah. Ooh, this is not good. Oh, there's 3 of them. Woo! This is getting kind of chaotic. Ow. Oh, it's this way. Crap. I'm trying to get away from him for a second. So tired of being shot at. I think that was my last bit of materials for building my shields back up, which is going to be a problem if they keep hitting me like that. Oh, I'm still locked on. See? That's what I mean. You gotta figure out who you're locked on to, which is kind of weird. Come on, shields, don't let me down. Just hold out a little bit longer. Oh, wow, there's like 2 more guys. Yeah, no, this isn't going to end well. Ouchie. Yeah, no kidding. At least I got rid of him. Oh, I still have more. That did not give me much, though. I'm gonna be amazed if I survive this. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Take him out, take him out, take him out. Do your job. I'm doing your job. Why aren't you doing your job? Did we get him? Oh, we got it. Look at that, though. Look at my health and shields. So bad. Oh, man. I am hurting. I kind of want to take over this. Now, this is one thing I really don't know. If I buy a freighter, does the inside part stay the same if I switch freighters, or does it, like, move my... or, like, get rid of my... all my plants and stuff kind of thing? I don't know if that... how that works. Makes me a little nervous. I should probably look that up before doing anything. I don't even know if I can afford it or whatever. But... because I'd like to get this one. This is a cool looking ship. I mean, one way or another, we're getting something out of it, which is fine. But this is a cool looking ship. Oh, it's a Gek one. That's neat. Alright, what you got for me, buddy? Alright. Thank you, friend. You have my appreciation. Take supplies. Offer to buy... let's take supplies first. Then we'll work on whether or not I'm gonna buy the thing. Titanium, plutonium, antimatter, warp cell, very nice, very useful. I was kind of hoping for some nanites, but that's fine. Offer to buy. What's yours running? Whew, 57 million. It's got 32 slots though. Let's compare. So, current value is 5.6. Oh, I see. So the freighter value is 63, but because of my current one of 5.6, I would get it for 57. I get it. That is a big upgrade, though, but I don't think I can afford that, obviously, with my 1 million in the bank. So that's a thing. So yeah, that kind of caught me off guard, but I think I'm going to go do some exploring and see what we come up with in this system and find out if there's anything worth sitting here for, or if I'm just going to use that warp cell and keep on jumping. Okay, so I found myself a extreme radioactive planet, which is yay. I mean, it's fun. And you can tell because it actually says extreme over on the top left, or I mean the bottom left over there. The other way is when you get out, you'll see like the three arrow things moving very quickly. So that's another indicator, but mainly the fact that it said extreme on it is kind of a dead giveaway. So I don't think that just sitting in my ship is going to count for time on the planet. A couple of guides that I read mention stuff like you could sit inside a building and kind of like step inside, step outside, that kind of thing. I also managed to go up there and get that abandoned wreck thing, so we got nanites out of it. So that's cool. Obviously, if you don't move around as much, it deteriorates a little bit slower, so my thought process is I'm kind of just going to stand here and just keep popping in and out of my ship until it tells me I've been here long enough, kind of thing. Because as of right now, we're still at 1.3 souls, so it's basically a little over a day, which I don't remember the day-night cycles of everything. But yeah, the other thing is you might be able to go into a cave, because it actually says in extreme conditions. Maybe you do have to be in... I don't really know. I'm either going to pop in and out of my ship, or I'm going to go into that cave and chill in there. So I'm going to do that basically until I get my milestone, and then maybe try and find Pablo again and see what happens. Okay, so good news and bad news. Good news. I know how to do what I'm trying to do at this point, and I have a convenient little save point here in case I need to cease and desist. So one thing you'll notice, and this is something that I noticed when I was in my ship, is that the outer edge of my screen is kind of got little, it fades in and out of the corrosive radiation kind of thing. Even though I'm not currently being, like, bombarded by the extreme hazard material. This has not moved yet, but there's a reason for that I found out. The game doesn't tell you this according to all the forums and stuff I was reading, but apparently where it says survived X amount of souls in extreme conditions, you're thinking, I did 3.7 on one planet, maybe I came here, now I'll do 1.3. Apparently that's wrong. So, I don't know if it's a glitch or if it's intended behavior, but essentially, from what I've read and experienced so far, if you leave the planet, so say whatever planet it was that I originally got the 3.7 on, if I leave that planet, then it resets back to 0, and you have to get back up to 3.7 before you get to the other 1.3. So it's not, as the thing, the title kind of implies you can do it anywhere that there's extreme conditions. The forums and experiments and tests would have you believe otherwise, and you'll notice I'm not moving anywhere. The reason for that is if you don't... I'm in a cave, okay? So if I was in my ship, I don't think this would count, because you're in your ship, you're protected from the hazards. In this cave, I'm not actually being hit by anything, but you can still see the corrosion from the radiation, right? So and you can hear my guy, you know, whatever. So, according to the game, here's what I think is going on. I'm being affected by the radiation, but I'm not in danger of my hazard suit being damaged, right? Like, my hazard protection is fine. So, what's happening is I'm still getting time because I'm technically on a planet surviving under those conditions, and it's still applying to me, hence the corrosion around my helmet view. Whereas if you're in your ship, I don't think you get that because it's protecting you. We are out and about, but we're not out and about to the point where, you know, it's a problem. And if I don't move, my life support doesn't go down either. So I'm basically standing here kind of AFKing, hence the save point is every little bit I've been saving it just so we didn't lose progress, or if something happens, power outages, I leave and then die, an animal comes in and kills me, whatever. So I have my convenient little save point here. But the biggest issue is I don't know how long this is gonna take, because I actually don't have a whole heck of a lot of time to spend on this episode. Left, like from what I've already done. So the thing is, here's my dilemma, okay? I don't have the resources really to make like all the radioactive protection and all that stuff to where being out and about on this planet is not a bad idea, okay? But I need to get up to the point where I can restore, or get to rank 3. But then it begs the question, if you're gonna do that, but leaving the planet to go get your new warp generator or find Polo, by the way, not Pablo, I got that wrong. It's kind of like, then you reset and it's gonna take you longer to get it. So, my thought process here is it might make this episode a little bit short, but quite frankly, I don't have the time to wait for this to finish in order to finish the episode, right? I do have time to let it just AFK and, like, you know, go out to eat or whatever, but, like, I don't have time to I have other things I have to do, so I have to get the episode done, so I can't really wait on it, right? But here's the problem. Is I don't want to leave either, even if I get to the... even if it was feasible for me to get to the 1.3 souls and I get my rank 3 and all that stuff. Then it's not really feasible to leave, only to have to do this all over again, right? So basically, I'm a little early on this episode. We're only clocking in around 24 minutes or something, and we haven't done a ton. I mean... We did explore a little bit. We did do a new Atlas interface. We did go to a new place. We did do some space battling. So we've done some stuff. It just wasn't really what I wanted to get done. I wanted to get to the hyperdrive thing. But I'm kind of running into this. If I'm going to go ahead and do this, I might as well just go ahead and do it kind of thing. I found a good spot. We're set up. I can save it. My life support and hazard isn't going down, so I literally can just plug my controller in and walk away and leave it like overnight or something even, which I might do. But again, it doesn't help me finish the episode. So that's kind of why I'm chewing the fat here and explaining for any of you that are having problems with this system. You may know things that you can try and do to get this to work. Now, I have not actually seen the results of this working. Let me clarify that. As you can just see, I'm still set at 1.3. All I'm going off of is everybody that I've read. According to everything I've researched on forums, this is the optimal way to do it, and it does work. If you're not already just living on an extreme planet and existing. I don't know if being in a base will affect you. Because while I'm not actually losing my hazard, you can see from the edges of the screen that I'm still being affected by it, per the game's logic, right? But when you're in a base, sometimes that doesn't happen, just like in your ship. So I don't know if being in a base would break it. I've read reports of people being in buildings, but I don't know if that was like what I've got on my map here, like an abandoned building, or what is that anyway? Is that a trade post? I don't know. Trading post. It's off planet. So I don't know if you could do it with NPC building, if you can do it with your own base, if you set up a base on an extreme planet. I don't know. Technically speaking, it hasn't really worked for me yet. I don't have any evidence that it's actually going to work. But everything that I've read from a bunch of other people that tried and experimented and all that, they said caves work, which is what I'm in right now, where you don't get affected. But it still applies the time. I've had reports of some people saying that being in a building, they didn't say a planetary base, they said a building would still work, and so on and so forth. Other people said you could just throw on your biohazard stuff and install all of your hazard suits and then just go do it that way. I personally think this is the easiest way to do it. It's just the most time consuming. You plug in a controller, let the thing run overnight, who cares? You know, because if you're in a situation like this where you're not being attacked by anything... Now, granted, I could get attacked at any point, but I don't think I will. I haven't so far. It's been maybe 20 minutes or something, maybe 30 minutes, that I was just kind of watching YouTube, reading up on stuff, and I just let my guy stand here. I also read a report where, by under-the-hood game standards, souls are 24 minutes. So if you round up high and say 30 minutes, if you wanted just to get to the rank 3, which requires 5, I think you're looking at roughly about 2.5 hours, I believe. Because you need 5 souls in extreme condition, and if one is 25 minutes, or let's just say 30, you know, 2 and 2 would be, well, 4 of them would be 2 hours, basically, and then you'd have a half hour. So it's like 2.5 hours. And that's what I was meaning. I can get this done to where I'm rank 3 and could go talk to Polo, but then I'm just going to have to go and sit another 2.5 hours. I do believe they said that the overall rank 10 of the milestone takes about 8, from what I understand. So my plan is I'm going to basically wrap up this episode here. Like I said, we didn't get as much done as I wanted, but if this works, we won't have to deal with it again, and anything that requires the survival milestone, even if it's just for me and my trophy, you know, collection, whatever, it'll be done. So bear with me on that, and if all of this works, then the next episode that we do, I will most definitely be looking for Polo and seeing if he'll give me a hyperdrive for it. If you guys already know whether he does or not, do let me know for that particular rank, or if you know when he gives you the hyperdrive upgrade. Everything that I've read, from comments to wikis to forums, all of it kind of keeps pointing to, if you want the hyperdrive, it's either RNG or Polo. The problem is I have not read where Polo gives you the hyperdrive upgrade. So if you already know about that, then let me know what I have to do, or what goals I have to achieve, or what tasks I have to complete, so that I can know in the back of my head what all I need to get done. If this next one for having a rank 3 survival thing is not what you need, and it's the next one or the one after that or whatever, do let me know. Because I'm curious. I haven't been able to find anything. I mean, I've looked, I just can't find it. But again, I apologize if this kind of wrapped up on a weird, abrupt, and anticlimactic ending or whatever. We just had a space battle, and now it's just me standing in a cave. But it's just, you know, I don't want to do... There's no point if I have to do this again later of making it worse on myself by having to start all over again, kind of thing. That's kind of my thought process behind all of this. So, you know, we did do some space battling. I'm amazed that we survived. I really am. I did not think I would be able to live through that. So that was very surprising to me. But so hopefully we'll have this out of the way, and in the next episode we can tackle directly going after Polo and trying to get the hyperdrive upgrade, which will then let us go and continue the agricultural quests and kind of work more towards that. So yeah, I think that's going to wrap things up for today. In the meantime, I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace!